Welcome everybody. So this is going to be a video not very long, and this video is going to be about something called connectors. So let me share my screen. So today, or at least in this video, we are going to talk about connectors. And I have also shared a Word file with you called connectors. So that's what it looks like, just like this. So let's go back to the PPT. All right, so let's dive right in. First, where do you see these signs? Where are these signs located? These signs are located alongside roads. They're called road signs. So you see these signs along the highway. Okay, well, why are they useful? Why does the government put these road signs up alongside the highway? Why are they useful? Who do they help? Well, they help drivers. They help drivers know where they're going, and they help drivers know what they can expect next. For example, they know which exit to take or what restaurants are at certain exits. So if there's a highway or a road without road signs, it's going to be very difficult to travel to get to your destination. For example, traveling from Seoul to Busan without road signs on the highway would not be easy. It would take much longer and you can get lost. Okay, so your readers, they're like drivers, and your road is your writing. So your readers, they're like driving on your essay. So you want to put road signs in your writing, in your essay. So that's what we're going to talk about. In writing, connectors or transition words or phrases, they're like road signs. They help your reader follow and know what's next in your writing. So let's take a look at what transition words and phrases and connectors are. So let's go back to that handout. These are your road signs in your writing, in your essay, for example. So, of course, we've already talked about fanboys in class when we're talking about compound sentences. So, as you can see here, we have different purposes. So, for example, to give examples, you need to give examples in your supporting sentences frequently. So, for example, for instance, those introduce an example. That's like a road sign. So when your reader sees, for example, they know what's next. They know you're going to give an example. Also, to add information. So these are fanboys. And you can also in addition. So to compare, contrast, but, yet, however, on the other hand. So you'll see there are many purposes here, and these are very common transitions, connectors, and conjunctions. These are conjunctions, and we have transitions and connectors. Now take a look here. Do not begin sentences with fanboys. So fanboys, coordinating conjunctions. When you're writing in academic writing or formal writing, it's better not to begin sentences with fanboys. Instead, begin sentences with these expressions. Okay, so do not begin sentences with fanboys. So as you can see in the connectors handout, there are two activities. So in this first activity, you want to underline or circle the correct connector to show the relationship in this parentheses. So for example, in in question 1, there are 3 options. Only one of them will correctly give an example. Choose the correct one. For number 2, there are 3 options. Choose the one that means contrast. And you can always look up here to help guide you to choose the correct connector in parentheses. So that's activity 1. There are only 6. Choose the right connector. For activity 2, you want to write in the correct connector. So you look at what's in parentheses, and that will tell you what the connector is supposed to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off my camera and turn off my mic for 5 minutes, and you'll have 5 minutes to work on those 2 activities. I'm going to turn my webcam back on, unmute my mic, and we're going to check the answers. So you have 5 minutes to work on those 2 activities, and you can always pause this if you need more than 5 minutes. So take 5 minutes. Back. Okay, we are back. Okay. So let's check our answers. If you need more time to work on the activities, you can pause this. But right now, I'm going to open up my PowerPoint again. Okay, so let's take a look. So there are several rhetorical styles used in academic writing. We want an example. This one's quite easy. For example, descriptive writing uses details involving the five senses to create a picture in the reader's mind. So this is like a road sign. It helps the reader follow. Okay, now we need contrast. Now this is a compound sentence. Therefore, we need fanboys. Which one is fanboys? But a career in aerospace engineering pays well, but job opportunities are projected to decrease over the next decade for a number of reasons. So that's a compound sentence. We need fanboys. Okay, here, this is also a compound sentence. So we need fanboys. Which of these is fanboys? So in some cultures, women are viewed as delicate and fragile, so their participation in sports such as soccer or kickboxing may be viewed negatively. Here, we need time. So blank natural disasters occur. Several worldwide agencies work together to provide food, water, shelter, and medical care to victims. Well, clearly it can't be before because the, the victims happen after. Until means up until. That doesn't really make sense. We need when natural disasters occur. Here, we need a reason. Okay, during difficult economic times, people often look for a sign of hope. The racehorse Seabiscuit was that sign during the Depression because. So this is a complex sentence. Complex. So here's the independent clause. Here's the dependent clause. Okay, here we need addition. Now this is the beginning of the sentence. Of course, no, we do not need for example. So we have and in addition, but just remember, do not begin sentences with fanboys. So use in addition. All right, these pink words or expressions, these are road signs. They help the reader follow your road, your writing. All right, let's take a look at activity 2. Here, you need to input, you need to write your own correct connectors. Okay, so let's take a look. Sugar-free foods may help people lose weight. Contrast here, complex sentence. But they may also lead people to eat more because they think they have saved calories. Here, we're adding information. It's beginning of the sentence. It's not a compound sentence. Therefore, do not begin with fanboys. Don't say and. Also, in addition, furthermore, additionally, all of those work. Contrast. Oops, I forgot. Okay, the answer is already there. Yet, or you can even say but. Many think Hamlet is Shakespeare's most popular play, but, or yet. Yet is a surprising contrast, and that is a compound sentence. Reason. This is a complex sentence. Reason, since or because. Since or because, either one. Since the honeybee population, because the honeybee population. All right, here we need contrast. And this is a complex sentence. Although researchers have not yet found a cure for HIV, they are hopeful. That's a complex sentence. Okay, here we have a compound sentence. Melanoma is one of the most dangerous types of skin cancer. So, and finally, oops, oh, I didn't put that in here. Okay. Contrast. I'm sorry. Wait. The decision to start a business not an easy one to make the right decision. Yeah. Result. Cause and result. So therefore, to make the right decision, an entrepreneur must therefore make the commitment to raise capital, set goals. All right, so just keep in mind that connectors are very important, just like road signs are important along the highway. Without road signs, wow, very difficult to drive without road signs. You don't know where you're going. You might get lost, and it'll probably take you longer to get to your destination if there's a road without road signs. Similarly, an essay without road signs, a paragraph without road signs, it's going to be more difficult for the reader to follow your logic, to understand where you're going. So it's very important to use connectors. Thank you, connectors. All right, great video. See you later. Hey, okay, everybody. Just so you know, this is going to be a bonus activity. I need to add like 3 to 4 minutes because we need a total of 50 minutes. And 2 of my videos that I made are like 47. So this video is going to be very short, just like 3 minutes. So what I did is I just created a new activity um, that's just like the activities in the concluding paragraph video. So this is just going to be one extra activity that you already did in the concluding paragraph handout. So, gosh, hold on a second. Okay. So let's do one more activity where we're viewing a concluding paragraph. We're looking at the individual parts and we're putting them together. So again, what are the 3 main parts of a concluding paragraph? At the beginning, restate the thesis statement. Part 2, summarize the body paragraphs. Part 3, concluding statement, suggestion, opinion, prediction, statement just related to the paragraph. I'm sorry, the essay. Okay, so here's another one. We have a thesis statement over here. 2 key reasons to transition to renewable energy sources are their ability to lessen our dependence on fossil fuels, body paragraph 1 topic, and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, body paragraph 2 topic. All right. So just take like a minute. I'm going to go grab some water. just want to make sure that this is at least, okay, I think we're good. Okay, so let's check your answers. So, one great way to let the reader know that you are starting the concluding paragraph is by including a transition at the beginning. So, let's take a look. Which one tells the reader instantly? Boom. C, in conclusion, as global awareness of climate change intensifies, the shift towards becomes an increasingly critical measure. Now, A or B, which one summarizes the body paragraphs? So the summary is going to include similar language to lessen our dependence on fossil fuels and reduce greenhouse emissions. So we took a look at A, because we have diminishes our reliance on. That's the same as lessen our dependence on. Curtails emissions. That's the same as reduce. Then we have B, given the urgent need to safeguard our environment for future generations, it is imperative that society embraces renewable energy solutions. This change not only ensures a more sustainable energy landscape, but also promotes a healthier, more resilient planet. And what does this concluding sentence do? In my opinion, two things. I would say we have an opinion here, and we have a prediction. It is imperative. Imperative means necessary, required. It is required. It is necessary. Now that's an opinion. Then a prediction. This not only ensures, but promotes. All right, so that's it. Okay, no more bonus videos here. So stay strong. See you later in class.